Hi there and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's dive into today's top stories. After Odegaard, Arsenal are now set to open formal talks with Ben White over a new contract. According to the Daily Mail, Arsenal captain Odegaard is in advanced talks over a new contract, and sorting this out is a top priority. Now, the same report says that Arsenal are apparently set to open formal talks with defender Ben White over a contract extension. There is an understanding at the club that White should be rewarded with a new deal. Talks are expected to begin in a couple of weeks. The player who signed for Arsenal for £50 million has been a great addition to the club ever since he signed in 2021. It's no shock to see the versatile player in discussions over a new deal. The 25-year-old has 3 years left on his current deal, but looks like he will be a top Premier League player for many years. With him still not at his highest ceiling, it's exciting imagining how good White can become whilst playing under Mikel Arteta. The club made some top signings in the summer transfer window, but it's also great to see them tie their key players down to new contracts. It will be really interesting to see how the Gunners do this season. They are back in the Champions League and want to be challenging near the top. With the club doing a lot better now, it seems like it's much easier to keep their best players. The future looks very bright for Arsenal. Pundit says Arsenal might have actually made the worst signing in the Premier League. Football agents have voted Kai Havertz as the worst signing in the Premier League this summer in an anonymous poll in The Athletic. The Athletic have surveyed a number of agents, and the consensus among those within the game is that Havertz to Arsenal may well be the worst signing of the summer. The German, of course, signed from Chelsea back in July in a deal worth £65 million. It would appear that many experts believe this was a poor piece of business. One person who agrees with that view is Shaka Hislop. Speaking on ESPN, the Pundit stated that he agrees with the view that Havertz was the worst signing of the summer, claiming that it was bemusing from the moment it was announced. Hislop shared his verdict on Havertz. Football agents have been ranking the best and worst transfers so far in the new season. This is the worst, and this is what we'll start with. Kai Havertz tops it, followed by Moses Caicedo, Mason Mount, and Rasmus Højlund. Shaka, your reaction to what we are seeing here? Hislop was asked. Listen, I agree with Havertz. That was been using from the time it was announced. It's surely way too early to be writing Havertz off in this way. Yes, he was poor at Chelsea and he has not been good at Arsenal so far, but he's only played 4 games for the Gunners thus far and has plenty of time to turn things around. Say what you will about Havertz, there has to be a talented player in there somewhere. He was brilliant at Leverkusen, and if Mikel Arteta can unlock that, he will have a star on his hands. Takahiro Tomyasu delivers a brilliant one-word response when asked what he wants to achieve at Arsenal. Arsenal defender Takahiro Tomyasu has just delivered a brilliant one-word response when asked what he wants to achieve at Arsenal. It was a strong summer transfer window for Arsenal, and now they seem like they can be consistent title challengers. Their campaign last season helped them massively, and now they also have a Champions League football. Tomiyasu has been involved a fair amount this season. He was speaking to the Arsenal media team, and they asked him what he wants to achieve whilst he is at the club. The media team at Arsenal were doing some quick-fire questions with the Japanese defender. They asked the player 18 questions around various topics. One of the final questions saw the cameraman ask the right back, "What do you want to achieve at Arsenal?" Tomiyasu issued the perfect one-word response as he replied saying, "Everything." This is no doubt a brilliant response and the exact thing that Arsenal fans will want to hear. It definitely also shows the change of mentality at the club. They have now gone from struggling to qualify for the Europa League or Champions League to now wanting to win every trophy. They were surprise title challengers last season, and it now looks like they are going to stay as one of the top teams in the country. Mikel Arteta needs to receive a lot of praise for the rebuild he has managed, but now the pressure will be on him and the players to make sure they do not drop back down the division. Paul Merson says Arsenal will be so much better after Jesus' return. Arsenal face a tough game against Everton this week, and Pundit Paul Merson believes that one player could be key this weekend. It's an away fixture for Arsenal, but they are boosted by the fact that striker Gabriel Jesus is now fully fit. He was a used substitute in their last victory and managed to score. Now it will be great news for Mikel Arteta that he can use the Brazilian striker from the start of the match this weekend. Merson believes that the player's return could be the difference and that it's the perfect time for the Gunners to have injured players returning. If Arsenal want to be challenging for the title again, then they need their best players like Jesus available for selection. Merson was previewing their upcoming game against Everton on Sportskida. Speaking about Gabriel Jesus, he said, Arsenal have had their fair share of problems in recent weeks, but Gabriel Jesus' return to full fitness is a massive boost. With UEFA Champions League football on the horizon, they will need timely contributions from everyone in the squad to compete on all fronts. The sensational forward proved his quality and his importance by scoring his only proper chance in the victory over Manchester United. Merson is definitely right in thinking that the full return of Jesus is a massive boost, and it will be exciting to see if he starts on the weekend. Fellow Gunners striker Edin Ketia has been very good for Arsenal this season, and Arteta will be buzzing to have both attacking options ahead of a congested fixture list. Phenomenal player will quit Arsenal today if he gets a transfer offer, says a journalist. Mohamed Elneni is Arsenal's longest serving player right now, but journalist Paul Brown thinks he would leave the club today if he received an offer. The Egyptian joined the Gunners in January 2016 when Arsene Wenger was still at the club. He has never really been a regular, but he is a great team player and Mikel Arteta loves him. The transfer window in almost every league in Europe has been shut, but it's deadline day today in Turkey. Arsenal star Mohamed Elneni has played in the Super League before. He spent a season on loan at Besiktas and he became a fan favorite there. The Egyptian is currently still recovering from an injury he picked up last season, but he is expected to be back fit very soon. Brown has now claimed that if a tempting offer arrives from a club whose transfer window is still open, he is sure El Neni would agree to leave Arsenal and join them. He said, windows are still open in other parts of the world. If a club comes forward with a tempting offer for him, I'm pretty sure he would agree to go because he knows he's not going to get many minutes at Arsenal this year. If he doesn't, it wouldn't surprise me if he does end up back in the squad and used on occasion, but he's got a lot of players in front of him at the moment in that team, and I think the writing is on the wall for his Arsenal career. If a club comes in with a loan offer where he knows he is going to play virtually every week, he'd be foolish not to take it. We just can't see this happening. Yes, El Nini is by no means the first choice at Arsenal. In fact, he has fallen further down the pecking order this year following the arrivals of Jorginho in January and Declan Rice in the summer. However, Arteta rates El Nini highly for the phenomenal person he is, and there is no way he will allow him to leave today before the Turkish window shuts. El Nini, however, will be out of contract at the end of the season, and we expect him to move on then. Club think England player Arsenal reportedly want to sign will cost £100 million soon, says a journalist. Arsenal have been linked with a move to sign Mark Behe from Crystal Palace, and the Englishman's price tag has apparently gone up now. The Gunners signed a new defender in Jurriën Timber in the summer, but he suffered a serious knee injury last month. Then rumors linked Gabriel Magalhaes with a move to Saudi Arabia, which gave rise to links that Mikel Arteta is keen to sign Guehi from Palace. Now it looks like the England defender will cost a fortune. The Mail reported last month that Arsenal could make a move for Marc Guehi if Gabriel decided to leave the club. The Brazilian stayed put in the end, but it's clear that the Gunners like the Crystal Palace man. The 23-year-old has been a fantastic for the Eagles as well as for England. Whenever he has played, he is a fine talent, and it's only a matter of time before he moves on to bigger club. Following Rob Holding's departure, Arsenal only have William Saliba, Gabriel, and Jakub Kivior as centre-backs, with both Ben White and Tamber preferred in full-back positions. The Gunners may yet make a move for a new centre-back in January or next summer, but if Guehi is once again a target, he will cost Declan Rice like money. That's according to Dino Jones, who told Give Me Sport the following. It's an important step forward for him in his career. He needs that international pedigree to go alongside all the games that he is managing to notch up in the Premier League. One of the big reasons that Palace already valued him over £60 million was because they see him as a future England international. Because of his age. They feel like this is a guy that could eventually be worth £100 million, given the way that the transfer market is going right now. His price tag has already gone up just off the back of this international break. Transfer fees in today's market are crazy, aren't they? A player like Moses Caicedo, who had played just 53 times in Europe, cost £115 million, while others who belong to a similar category, like Mikhailo Modric, Cole Palmer, and Romeo Lavia, didn't go for a small fee either. Whether Arsenal would be willing to go as high as that for a new defender next year is anyone's guess at this moment in time. Martin Odegaard could be the key to Arsenal signing fantastic target. Arsenal captain Martin Odegaard could be the key to the Gunners signing young winger Antonio Nusa. A report from 90 Minutes suggests that Arsenal are keeping tabs on the 18-year-old Club Brugge attacker. Arsenal are among the growing numbers of top Premier League sides constantly trying to sign the world's best young talent. Chelsea appear to be at the forefront of signing players because of their potential rather than their current ability. Mauricio Pochettino's side have spent nearly £1 billion under their new owners, with only 3 players over the age of 25 arriving at the club since then. Both Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Kalidou Koulibaly have already departed, leaving Raheem Sterling as the most senior signing. Arsenal are looking to follow suit and have already made some brilliant young additions in recent years. Gabriel Martinelli is the ultimate example, but Jurriën Timber, Marquinhos, Fabio Vieira, and Jakub Kivior have all been signed under the age of 22. 18-year-old Antonio Nusa is also on Arsenal's shortlist, and Martin Odegaard is already a big fan. The pair have now played together on international duty for Norway, and Arsenal's captain has already been impressed. The 24-year-old Norwegian skipper was asked about Nusa on TV2 via the Mirror and said, "Fantastic, he is an incredibly exciting player. You see it every time he gets the ball. It's exciting. He is still young and will get even better. It was cool to see him. He deserved to get the chance that he takes to such an extent. Incredibly cool." Antonio Nusa came through the ranks at Norwegian club Stabæk, making his debut just after his 16th birthday. He was picked up by Club Brugge in the summer of 2021 and is now a key part of their team. Nusa has already scored and assisted in the Belgian Pro League this season and featured on the left wing in every one Club Brugge's successful Europa Conference League campaign. Odegaard could put in a good word about Arsenal to Nusa when they next meet up on international duty. The pair have already played together twice for Norway, with Nusa setting up Odegaard and Erling Haaland against Georgia on Tuesday. As we wrap up today's Arsenal news, remember to stay tuned for daily updates right here on the channel. Don't miss out on the latest updates, so make sure to hit that subscribe button and give us a like if you found this information valuable. Your support means the world to us. Thanks for watching And until next time, take care.